Good afternoon, and thank you for joining me. Today, I will be presenting the case of Jordan, a 19-year-old adult who has recently aged out of the foster care system. This presentation explores how social workers can support clients like Jordan through the transition to adulthood by applying evidence-based theories, addressing the social and cultural factors that shape development, and aligning interventions with Christian values and ethical social work principles. Throughout this presentation, I'll discuss relevant frameworks, Jordan's biosocial context, and strategies to promote long-term stability, independence, and emotional well-being. Jordan's case reflects many of the challenges faced by youth transitioning out of foster care. After experiencing 8 different placements since age 6, he has grown up without consistent caregivers or a strong sense of belonging. While Jordan managed to graduate high school, he lacks basic life skills such as financial management and job stability. He also experiences anxiety and isolation, which are common among young adults with a history of disrupted attachments. His transitional living program provides only limited access, leaving him uncertain about his next steps. As social workers, it is critical that we approach cases like Jordan's with empathy and understanding of how early life experiences affect adult functioning. By grounding our practice in theory and evidence, we can help clients like Jordan move toward independence and emotional stability. Erickson's Eric Erickson's psychosocial theory helps us understand Jordan's struggles with the context of normal developmental tasks for young adults. According to Erickson, individuals in this stage work to establish a sense of identity and pursue intimacy through meaningful relationships. For Jordan, identity formation has been disrupted by instability in his early life. He has never had the continuity or security to explore who he is. In therapy or case management, a social worker could use this framework to support Jordan in identifying his strengths, exploring career interests, and setting goals that align with his sense of self. However, it is important to recognize that Erickson's model, while useful, was developed with a Western cultural lens and may not fully account for the compounding effects of trauma or systemic inequalities that shape Jordan's experience. Attachment theory complements Erickson's work by focusing on the emotional and relational consequences of early experiences. Bowlby proposed that secure attachment in childhood creates a foundation for self-confidence, emotional regulation, and trust in others. Because Jordan experienced multiple placement disruptions, he likely developed an insecure attachment pattern characterized by fear of rejection and difficulty forming lasting relationships. From a social work perspective, understanding this pattern helps guide trauma-informed interventions. For instance, Jordan may respond best to consistent, predictable communication and gradual trust building rather than abrupt demands for self-disclosure. While attachment theory explains the roots of Jordan's mistrust, it's also essential to emphasize his potential for healing. By experiencing safe, supportive relationships in adulthood, whether through mentoring, counseling, or peer support, Jordan can develop new, healthier relational templates. Applying both theories together provide a comprehensive understanding of Jordan's needs. Erickson's framework allows us to see where Jordan is developmentally, still forming an identity and searching for belonging. Attachment theory reminds us that without emotional safety, personal growth is difficult to achieve. A social worker could combine these perspectives by focusing on stable relationships while helping Jordan pursue his career or educational aspirations. Practical steps might include helping him complete his community college application, teaching budgeting and financial skills, and connecting him to a mentor or job coach. The goal is to strengthen Jordan's confidence, emotional regulation, and autonomy, allowing him to transition into adulthood with support rather than fear. On a personal level, Jordan's sense of self and emotional regulation have been affected by a lifetime of instability. Children in foster care often internalize feelings of rejection and uncertainty leading to low self-esteem and difficulty trusting authority figures. Without consistent role models, Jordan likely learned to rely only on himself, which now manifests as anxiety and isolation. A strengths-based approach can help reframe his survival strategies as evidence of resilience. Building coping skills such as mindfulness, communication, and problem solving can help Jordan manage stress and develop healthier relationships with peers and authority figures. At the social level, Jordan's experiences reflect systemic challenges that many youth aging out of foster care encounter. The transition to adulthood is already difficult, but without family support or financial resources, it becomes even more daunting. According to Rosenberg and Kim, youth leaving foster care often struggle with stable housing, employment, and social connections. Stigma also plays a role. Many foster youth report feeling different or judged by their peers, which reinforces isolation. For Jordan, helping him connect to supportive networks such as alumni foster programs, community mentors, or peer support groups could build his social capital and reduce his isolation. Social workers must advocate for policies that improve transitional services, making the shift from foster care to independence more equitable and sustainable. Spirituality and community engagement can be significant sources of resilience for young adults like Jordan. Whether through organized religion or personal faith practices, spirituality provides meaning and a sense of hope that counteracts the isolation often felt after leaving care. Community-based organizations, especially those rooted in compassion and service, can offer mentorship, emotional support, and even housing or job resources. Encouraging Jordan to explore these connections should be done in a client-centered way, ensuring his beliefs and comfort levels guide the process. The focus is not on religious conversion, but rather on fostering connection, belonging, and hope, elements that are vital for emotional healing. Christian teachings and social work ethics share many core values. Colossians 3:12 calls believers to act with compassion, kindness, and humility, all qualities essential to ethical practice. Micah 6:8 urges us to act justly, love mercy, and walk humbly, reflecting the National Association of Social Workers' emphasis on justice and equality. Genesis 1:27 reinforces the inherent dignity of all human beings, reminding us that every person, including Jordan, deserves respect and opportunity. In practice, these values guide social workers to provide unconditional positive regard, advocate for marginalized clients, and uphold human rights. Integrating these teachings strengthens our ethical commitment to service and reminds us that compassion and justice must coexist in our interventions. Integrating faith and professional social work does not mean promoting religious beliefs. It means embodying compassion, empathy, and justice for all interactions. For Jordan, this might involve connecting him with supportive organizations that align with his values, such as mentorship programs or community volunteer opportunities. Faith-based partnerships can provide valuable social capital, but the client's autonomy must always guide the process. A spirituality-sensitive approach recognizes that faith can be a source of healing without being prescriptive. Ultimately, integrating faith and ethics means serving others with humility, advocating for their dignity, and helping them discover meaning and strengthen their own journey. In summary, Jordan's story reminds us of the importance of theory-informed and ethically grounded social work. Erickson's psychosocial model helps us understand his developmental challenges, while attachment theory deepens our understanding of his emotional barriers. Personal and social factors such as instability, stigma, and limited support systems require coordinated intervention. Finally, Christian principles and social work ethics both call us to respond with compassion and justice, advocating for Jordan's dignity and potential. By integrating theory, ethics, and empathy, we can help young adults like Jordan move from survival towards empowerment, resilience, and stability. And there's my references.